Welcome to Step 7, The Secret to Success. Christian Simpson is a trusted advisor and transformational leader to entrepreneurs all over the world. For over a decade, his proven and practical methods in the psychology of success and advanced thinking have helped thousands of entrepreneurs, business owners, and leaders from all types of businesses grow their profits, improve the quality of their lives, and accomplish their entrepreneurial goals. Christian is an internationally acclaimed master coach and tutor in the art, skill, and practice of professional coaching to both aspiring and experienced coaches. Christian teaches, trains, and mentors thousands of professional coaches in over 80 countries to the highest standards in the coaching profession. In 2003, he was clinically obese, weighing over 18 stone. A year later, he managed to lose around 6 stone and completed his first marathon in New York City, eliminating his dependency on alcohol, cigarettes, and caffeine in the process. As well as thousands of entrepreneurs around the world, Christian's clients include massive companies such as Siemens, Telefonica, BT Global Services, Amex, Virgin Atlantic, Coots & Co, Cable & Wireless, Yell, and many more. So when did you start your own business and why?
It started in 2006. I had 19 years of working in corporations, which was a great experience for me, Carly, but there was a huge change in my life that had gone on when I first experienced coaching from another coach and realized that coaching was my calling. And anybody that engages in coaching, that is true coaching, it's a heavily abused word. A lot of people call themselves coaches when they're not coaches. Their life transforms. And I'd found my calling. It wasn't what I was doing in my day-to-day life. As much as I enjoyed my work, it wasn't my purpose. It didn't fulfill me. It didn't bring meaning and heart to my life. And so I wanted to change. I wanted that to happen in my life. And like so many of us, for 4 years I was trapped to my existing circumstances and conditions in my life. I had that limiting belief saying, you're not going to be able to earn money and keep your family doing what you want to do. What's wrong with the life that you've got and all that sort of stuff. So it took me 4 years, but eventually I moved out to do my own thing.
So when was the turning point when you actually thought, right, I'm going to start my own business after those 4 years?
There were many turning points within those 4 years, Carly, but there was also a much more powerful limiting belief that was saying those things I just mentioned, which was that, since when have you been able to coach anybody? Who's going to listen to you? And also, how are you going to feed your kids? You're used to a certain amount of income. I was a very successful person in corporate life and all the trimmings that go with that. You've got the car, the pension, the nice house, the 2 holidays a year, but you haven't got the fulfillment. And what is wealth all about? It's not just what's in the bank account. I was living a life that filled my bank account and emptied my soul. But still, that belief system kept me chained to those circumstances because I just didn't believe, and it all comes down to our beliefs, that I could be successful on my own. And eventually, 4 years later, the pivotal point was that it had gone on so long, and I got to the point where I knew that I would never find out unless I stepped out and did my own thing.
So you've appeared in a movie called Beyond the Secret. This is a sequel to another movie called The Secret. We're all dying to know what The Secret is, so please don't keep us in suspense any longer.
Okay, so the Secret ultimately goes back way beyond the films to a book called The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles and Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And the interesting thing is that it's not stated clearly in the book. It's there many, many times, but you have to have the awareness to see. And the secret is basically this: what you think about, you become, which has been an old axiom for a long, long time. But the interesting thing that doesn't reveal the true essence of what it's all about, because it's not just about what we think about, we become. That is a truth. But you have to ask the question then, what is it that sponsors our thoughts? Is it the part of you, what I call the spiritual part of you, that energy within you that drives you to achieve more, to be and do and have more in your life? Or is it that part of you that's holding you back, that wants to keep you safe, that locks you in that comfort zone that people talk about. Both of those can influence your thinking, along with external influences such as the media, such as peer groups. I mean, in young entrepreneurs, that is something you have got to learn to be resistant to, because you're going to have a lot of people telling you, you know, you can't do this. You know, you've got to follow the well-trodden path. Get yourself a job, get yourself into a corporation, get yourself into a company, do this, do that. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, you have to be willing to think differently. Because if you don't think differently, you'll just follow a well-trodden path of mediocrity like everybody else does. And as I mentioned earlier, end up in jobs that, you know, nobody wants a job. You want to be an entrepreneur. You know, an entrepreneurial life is not about having a job. So the secret is what you think about, you become, but also understanding that when you do achieve things, you achieve them by two primary means. Through action. We all have to take action. It's our behaviours that create our outcomes. And attraction. You attract everything that's in requisite of the picture you hold in your mind of success that you have. And that's the piece that really got the most, shall we say, press around The Secret, and more importantly, Beyond the Secret. Beyond the Secret is far more practical than The Initial Secret, which was a great movie and very well shot, but it was very, shall we say, out there a little bit. And many people thought, well, actually, if I just dream I'm going to get a cheque through the post for £1 million, it's going to appear. Well, I don't think so. No. A lot of hard work has to go into. There's a reason why attraction has action at the end of the word.
So it's about being aware of what you're actually thinking about, because that can have an impact on your actions and essentially your results. So being more positive and putting yourself into a positive space, but also taking action, positive action. Is that what you're saying?
No, absolutely. I mean, the most important thing for any young person, any young thinker to understand is that you are constantly in the process of creation. It's just that most of us are not conscious of it. Psychologists say that the vast majority of our time we are unconscious to creating our results. It's only, I think it's somewhere between 71 and 92% of our time we are unconscious, so we're creating our results automatically.
And that's very powerful, because if you're getting really bad results, you might not realise it's actually the way that you're thinking and what you're doing that's causing the results.
At the core of that, it's actually your belief system, the ideas that have been poured into you over the years that is sponsoring your thinking, that is creating those results. But because those ideas were poured into you when you were very young and they've now become unconscious to you, you're not aware of them. You're not aware that they're actually generating your outcomes. So the actual process, if you like, Carly, is to, if you want to change the result, which is the effect of the cause, you have to be willing to modify the beliefs and become aware of them. And as you say, be very aware of how you're thinking into your life. If you're not, then you're going to blame the economy, you're going to blame the government, you're going to blame your teachers, you're going to blame your family, you're going to blame your friends, you're going to blame everybody else but the true cause of the effect. Yeah. The common denominator in every result in your life is you.
Yeah. So be more consciously aware about how you're thinking. Yes. and research The Secret in more detail, because obviously a lot of people watching this might think that this all sounds a bit complicated if they've never heard about this before, you know, the way that you're thinking and all this kind of thing. But obviously this step is to try and help them understand and be more aware of how you're thinking and what action you're taking. Yeah, the results you're getting, are they positive or are they negative, and why is that?
Exactly. It can sound complicated, but you know what? It's the easiest thing in the world. I should say it's simple rather than easy, because like every other habit, it just takes a bit of time to get into it. But the ultimate question to ask is, you know, is the thought that I'm holding taking me in the direction of what I consider to be success in my life, or is it not? And that prompts you to be aware of the quality of thinking that you hold. Because what even the most, not just young entrepreneurs, even the most experienced entrepreneurs actually don't correlate the cause and effect of life. They don't realize that it's the quality of their thinking that determines the quality of their business and its results. So if you ask yourself just the simple questions, Socrates said that the quality of a person's life will always be determined by the quality of question they're willing to ask themselves. then that prompts you to be conscious and ask yourself that, immediately you're thinking, okay, you're thinking into your results as opposed to habitually creating those results unconsciously.
So we're kind of determined that the law of attraction is the secret. So the secret is the law of attraction, what you're essentially attracting into your life, whether that's good or bad, and why that is. So let's just hear from you an example of how you can make the law of attraction work in your day-to-day life. So you've got up for work, or you've got up for school or college, and you're not feeling that great. You just think, oh, another day of this. How are you supposed to use the law of attraction, today? How did you use it?
Yeah, I think that the first thing you don't do, Carly, is get up in the morning and think, okay, the law of attraction, is it going to work for me today? You've got it's that's the term that's used for it. The first thing I would say to any young person who is clearly intending for great success in their lives, and I celebrate that fact and never lose focus on that, is to understand that bad days happen to the most successful people too. We're in the human experience, and we all have it. I have days when I get up and I'm just not at it. I just don't want to do it. And what do I do? The most important thing is to focus on that vision of success. What I mean by that is have a very vivid, clear, living picture of what success looks like for you. If you can't see what success looks like for you, and determine it for yourself, not by what the media says is successful, or that your parents say is successful, or your friends. What does success look like for you? And you have that image to hold. When that image is being held in your conscious mind, it is being impressed on your subconscious mind, which is the part of you that effectively delivers your behaviors, drives your behaviors. And that is as far as your subconscious mind's concerned, it knows no different between what comes through your eyes and what that image is of your vision held in your conscious mind. It just goes about creating it through two means: through action, your action and behaviors, and through attraction, that which is in harmony with what it is seeking to create. And how that works, Carly, is very simple. You might start to connect with people that have the same interests. You might find there's connections that are aligned with your vision that you wouldn't have spoken to if you hadn't had that image in your mind. You might pick up a magazine that has an editorial that talks about the very thing that you want to bring into your life that is successful. These are the coincidences.
The good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
People write off as good luck.
Exactly.
But it was actually kind of like a fate thing, like it was meant to happen.
These are terms.
You attracted it. Yeah.
Exactly. It always makes me laugh when you talk about natural laws. There are natural laws, cause and effect, law of attraction, which is part of the law of vibration. When people dismiss these ideas, the very same people that talk about luck, which is there's no scientific evidence for luck, not in the universe governed by cause and effect. People talk about fate, they talk about coincidences. Everything happens purposefully. We may not see the cause of the effect or know it, but cause and effect is absolute. That's why Emerson called it the law of laws.
Do you think anybody actually invented the law of attraction, or has it always been there?
I don't think a human being invented the law of attraction. Whether you want to talk about whether you can accept the word God or universal intelligence or energy or the creative intelligence of all there is. I mean, there's unquestionably a creative intelligence. The seasons don't happen by accident. There's things in our lives that there's a program that runs. There are natural principles of life that govern life. I've mentioned a few of them: cause and effect, the law of polarity. There's an up, there's a down, there's a hot, there's a cold, there's an opposite to everything.
So it's like a big sort of power that's bigger than us.
That there's just, whatever your beliefs, your personal beliefs are, the universe has fundamental workings about how it works, and they never, ever stray from those principles.
If you've come from a family that maybe, are quite negative, and you've got negative things going on around you, that doesn't mean that you have to be like that, does it?
Not at all. If you have a look at the most successful entrepreneurs, many of them have come from really downtrodden environments, difficult societies, had very little opportunities, but they made their opportunities. You can look on Dragon's Den at people like Duncan Bannatyne. He's come from very difficult parts of Glasgow and places like that. And there are many entrepreneurs that have been in environments that they have, if you like, been compelled out of. There's been something about them that has not been willing to accept conditions as they are. And that's such an important message for young entrepreneurs to understand, that you are the captain of your own ship, and wealth is a choice. Entrepreneurial success is a choice, and choice is a function of awareness, which is what we've been talking about.
So what would be your advice to a young person who is interested in starting their own business and maybe doesn't know what they want to do?
My advice would be this, is to, in terms of not understanding what you want to do, ask yourself the question, don't come from the perspective about how much money you're going to earn, because that you're thinking in reverse. If you are willing to do what you passionately believe in, what is it that you want to change in the world? What is it that will give you fulfillment and meaning in your day-to-day life? What is it that you would get out of bed and do an hour before the alarm clock went out if you had the choice?
For free.
For free, absolutely. But don't do it for free.
No. So can you just tell us how people can get in touch with you? Because I know that you've got some extra videos that we can watch if we want to have a look into what you do a bit further.
Sure. If any of the young entrepreneurs that you help, which is just a phenomenal gift that you brought into the world, Carly, would like to learn more about the strategies that underpin the top 1% of entrepreneurs, the strategies that help them become highly successful. If they go to christian-simpson.com, that's www.christian-simpson.com, they'll see a video of me there, and they can read about the videos, and they can register, and the videos will be sent to them, and it's free.
So thank you for your time today, Christian, and for inviting me to your lovely home. I've had a great time and hope to see you again in the near future, and thank you for all your brilliant advice.
It's been a pleasure to have you here, Carly. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.